Barca to have that passive play style.
Well, we'll get things kicked off with game number 1. Dignitas, like we said, trying to hold on to that undefeated record. Violent Panda, the first to take his first crack at the net, and he has been a leader for this team, really on and off the field, but his gameplay this season has been something else. 75% goal participation for Violent Panda. As you see Flakes, his first look, and of course, using the Roadhog XL today.
You gotta mix it up, the Roadhog XL. Everybody loves to see it. I love it as well. He's changing the idea as if these cars really matter. The placebo effect, everything for Flakes. He's got that style, and he's got the roach on the top of his car. You know he's feeling confident.
And Flakes on the Barca side has been so
yeah,
strong and so fun to watch. Even without the car changes, his gameplay alone, you can think back to the musty flick he had in wide open space. That was one of his best plays that we've seen in RLCS.
And it's the ground control that Flakes offers to this team. He can always control the pace of the ball, take it out of his own end, and then go for an incredible play where he can beat 1 or 2 defenders. Him and Ronicky alone are top 2 right now in the league for shooting percentage alone.
And here's an open shot for Violent Panda. Devo had to save that away, and Devo was a player for Barca who put up quite a few saves last week, 20 in total in his series. He was known more of a striker as of late, but coming into this season, been playing very defensive, letting Flakes really be the weapon for Barcelona. As they find themselves on offense, but only for a second, as Astral there to break it up and play it to the midfield.
And I want to pay attention to the way that Dignitas are going to move the ball, because at the beginning of last weekend, I felt like they were a little bit predictable in their series versus Mouse. It felt a little bit like you could read where they were going with the passes and which way they were going to feed the ball out. But now I think they're going to take a different approach, try and mix it up more, and maybe throw Astral in for some solo plays that he got last weekend.
Well, here's one off the ceiling from Astral. Ronicky was forced to make the save. Devo gets up to that one, plays it to his corner. Yukio there to play it across. Astral doesn't get the touch. First touch from Ronicky past Violent Panda, and he's got to make it back to his corner. Dignitas now on the defensive side, and a couple of challenges stall in the Dignitas corner. This ball floating the top of the Dignitas box, and they're able to see it out towards the midfield, and Astral there to follow it up. Past Devo, shot on target. Double commit from Barcelona. Devo can't get the touch. Ronicky in the end does get the clear.
And a great bit of passing. That's the classic Dignitas routine, where you'll see them, every man getting a touch on the ball to move the ball and transition out. The difference between both these teams, you know, Barca, they might want to dribble it, hand it off to Flakes, but Dignitas, they're going to pass it around. They're going to move all across the pitch.
Great first touch there from Violent Panda. Unfortunately, the defenders were there to read it. A shot from Yukio, blocked by Devo. Flakes, this ball gets over. I'm looking for help from Ronicky, but he's a little bit slow on it. Dangerous ball now for Dignitas, and no one there to contest. Astral in the end. Great pass out to Violent Panda. Ronicky read it. Dignitas putting on that pressure, finding each other, even inside the opposition's box. It has been a hallmark of this team in the passing plays.
On Ronicky there in the midfield, he had Flakes on the right wing, could have hit it out, but he misread the bounce. A couple of issues on the offensive side, but their defense for Barca is holding strong so far.
Dignitas looking for control on the opposition side, and it does go in for Yukio. 2 defenders can't get a hold of it.
And this comes out from Astral. Flakes, I think he tried to lay it off to a teammate. Devo and Ronicky, that's probably the 4th or 5th double commit I think we've seen on the defensive side for Barca. Miscommunication comes out, and then it's left with a giant gap on the defense. That's how you punish. Dignitas is ready.
So a late 1-goal lead for Dignitas. Here's Flakes. He's been kept quiet in game 1. Astral had options to the left, cut out by Ronicky. Can't get the second touch. Flakes there to follow up off the crossbar for Barcelona. A good look for Flakes. Couldn't get over it. Here's Devo. It comes back out to Flakes, trying to dish it off to Ronicky. Devo, no boost to work with. Does get it by the first defender. Straight to Violent Panda, who looks to see it out for Dignitas. Astral can't get a hold of it. Now some space here for Devo. Dribbles it straight into Violent Panda. He had no boost. Pass over to Violent Panda
beautiful.
off the back wall. Violent Panda looking for a second touch. Follow-ups there. Another one goes off the back wall. Yukio deep on the Dignitas side. A pass out to Violent Panda, and it's cleared, or at least blocked by Flakes.
Coming up on the final 10 seconds, Dignitas looking more and more threatening as they keep passing the ball back and forth, transitioning out of the defense. But here's a great chance again to secure the lead. We've got a 0-second goal possibility for Barca.
Devo gives it up to Flakes. Yukio does get the block. Ronicky might be able to get back to it. He does to keep it alive.
Oh, they can do it.
Devo is going to have to give up over it, and he can't do it. Violent Panda kills it, and Dignitas take game 1.
And for Barca, this felt a little bit more of a sloppy game. You know, Dignitas definitely had the upper hand in terms of just staying composed on the defensive side. The rotations were incredibly clean. But on the side of Barca, everything was kind of falling apart. You could see that one goal came out of a double commit on the defensive side. And like I said, that wasn't the first time we've seen a double commit on that end. So I think Barca, if they can fix up a little bit of their communication, they might be able to find themselves in a better opportunity to score. And they even did have a couple of chances moving forward. They just couldn't capitalize.
And you can see the only goal scored here, it was Yukio on the shot, but 2 players were there in Devo and Flakes for Barca. They just couldn't get a hold of the ball, and there were a lot of double commits on the defensive side for Barca. Most of the time they made the save. In that case, not so much. And that was the difference here in game 1. Dignitas able to come out with it. And for Barca, it was quite passive approach from them here in game 1. It didn't feel like they had any of the control through the midfield, and they were just playing a lot of defense, and maybe that's credit to the Dignitas offense.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to them. Every time they do go for those passes, they go for those plays, it looks so smooth. And I think towards the end, you could see they were happy to go for those 50s, because I think that Barca, for as great of a challenge game they have when it comes to contesting and challenging in the midfield, sometimes when you're just forcing yourself to go for challenges, the other team is perfectly fine with that, because they're already in the lead. Dignitas had the lead. Every challenge they were going for, they were just stalling out and wasting even more precious time for Barca.
So we go on to game 2 here. Barca trying to find more of an offensive footing against Dignitas. And give credit to Dignitas. They played well in game 1. They had a lot of passing, especially on the Barca side. Here's a first shot from Ronicky, and it's good. Barca started off on the right foot.
This is what we've been expecting. Better challenges in the forward midfield possession game. Ronicky goes off with a miss from the defensive side of Dignitas. He's left with a lot of space to shoot at, and his striking so far this whole season has been amazing so far. It's been on point, and he shows it off here.
Ronicky, while Flakes has been getting a lot of attention for his car choices and his solo plays, Ronicky has really been a facilitator for this team on both sides of the field, offensively and defensively. He's been involved. He's getting a lot of outlet to his teammates as well. Here's Astral on the flick, no boost.
Definitely more of a midfield role Ronicky has been playing, and Devo's been that goalkeeper that nobody seems to be able to break through. Here he is with a cross-pitch clear. Nobody's there on the defensive side and ready for the shot.
And Dignitas stretched out their offense here as that ball was tough to read as it came down and left the backfield wide open. Devo takes advantage and a 2-goal lead for Barca.
Barca finding their stride, figuring out what's really working, how they can counter this. I'm interested to see how they continue this game forward. If they're going to stay aggressive or maybe turtle up a bit on the defensive side.
Yukio looking for Violent Panda. Ronicky read it, and a touch from Astral. Flakes looking to keep control and possession. Can't quite get past Dignitas there. Devo forced to take it himself straight into Violent Panda. Does get the dunk. Flakes on the other side to pick it up for Barca. Lets it go.
Got his flip.
Yukio couldn't get the second touch. Dignitas. A little bit of time and space for Astral to think about this. He's trying to get it back to Violent Panda. Yukio, great job. Just to stall this ball. Violent Panda with only a pad to work with. Still plenty of time for Dignitas. No need to panic here. But here comes Devo. Maybe it's time to panic. He does get the flip and a good read from Yukio to stop that attempt. Very cautious game from both these teams right now. Just contesting each other in the midfield, making sure that no one has the upper hand, numbers up downfield. Here's a dangerous play. Flakes, lots of time. Can he play it off the back wall? And he was looking for the second touch. 2 players there from Dignitas.
Dignitas, I mean, they're giving so much space when you think about it to Barca in the air. They're not really forcing themselves up as soon as they can. That's really what's been a plague towards their game plan this entire second game of this series. I feel like they've been letting people like Flakes go up in the air like that and get a good pass out. Ronicky, this is exactly what I was talking about. So much space in the air for Flakes to do whatever he wants. Nobody's on the backboard to challenge.
And a great touch there and follow-up from Ronicky as well. It's tough for those last defenders in Dignitas to read that play and at the very least get up to it. You don't want to double commit. They didn't want to panic. In the end, Barca able to jump all over it. A 3-goal lead as we approach halftime here. Very comfortable lead. And what feels like a very even game at this point.
Yeah, this has been a great response from Barca completely.
Astral looking for the back wall. Did find it, but cleared away. Long clear from Barca. And they're looking to keep control. Here's Devo. Maybe a shot past Violent Panda, but a good challenge. Slows up the attack. Here's Ronicky. Going to use all of his boost. Can't get anything done. Devo scares off the first defender. Astral goes right over. Devo trying to get past everyone. Double commit from Barca does lead to a clear. Pass down from Astral. Was looking for Violent Panda. Flakes to see it out. Here's Ronicky. Couldn't get up to it. Off the wall. Back post shot from Flakes was too high.
And you could tell with that play there, the communication from Barca is on point. Ronicky did jump for that ball, but Flakes called him off. Was waiting for him to just drop the ball down. Instead, he took advantage of that space. And Barca, they've really been recognizing when to keep it patient and when to control the ball and force it down.
Great pass out to Flakes, but read by Astral. Flakes looking to keep the play on. It might be over Violent Panda, and Flakes plays it by. Devo bid on the play. We clear from Yukio. Violent Panda to drop it off from Astral, and Astral lets it go to Yukio. Creative play from Dignitas, but
nice demo.
Can't get anything going. Yukio looking for the back pass, does get it. Time running out for Dignitas. Pop from Astral does go by 1. Flakes to throw it downfield, looking to run the clock out. Our Barca, and that one might find the back of the net. It does. Flakes gets credit.
Time and time again, Barca have been breaking down this Dignitas defense, and they've been doing it with fantastic decision-making. Every bit of decision in that play, the challenge to the pass, beating out the defenders from Dignitas, and knowing, like I said, when you need to force yourself up into the air. It's beautiful. Barca, they have definitely recovered from that first game.
And Barca going to comfortably walk into a win here in game 2. And they almost get another one for the road. Devo had an angle for a 5th goal. Here's Ronicky. Dignitas at this point just looking for a goal to go into the next game. Yukio can't get a hold of it. Time ticking down, 10 seconds left. And it's all been said.
Yeah.
Barca, very comfortable win here, and Flakes to clear it away one last time. Dignitas just had no answers, and to be fair, it was a lot of Dignitas mistakes that were coming out that led to Barca goals.
And speaking of mistakes, we didn't see any double commits, rarely, from Barca. On the defensive side, they cleaned things up. The rotation was spotless. And they had no weird pauses. Everybody was on time with their challenges, and that's what helped them keep possession and move the ball forward. And I like the fact that they're changing it up whenever they go into the air or whenever they keep the ball down. It's been a great series so far to watch both these teams just neck and neck with how they're approaching the ball. And like I said here, you can see they're beating out a lot of people in the air. With that initial touch from Violent Panda, you can see he wants to go up for the challenge right after the mistouch, and that is a beautiful decision from everyone on Barca to be in the position to challenge.
And great game management from Barca as well. They really prevented Dignitas. They gave them some space to make a few passes, but for the most part, Barca shut down Dignitas in that final third. They did not let them put anything together. Maybe a midfield pass here and there, but for the most part, it felt like Barca did a great job of breaking out of their own end and not playing so much defense that we saw in game one.
And the one thing I would like to see more out of Dignitas would be Astral. I think they're going to rely a lot on him as the season progresses to keep doing those fantastic 1v1 plays. The reverse sweep they got last weekend came down a lot to Astral making those individual plays off the backboard. He was so comfortable landing on that back wall, going for incredible plays where he can touch it, open up space. And Dignitas, they rely on that and they fuel themselves off of Astral's crazy mechanical ability.
Well, Dignitas will certainly be looking for a spark here, as it was a very tough loss in game 2 and a tie series into game 3.
Yeah.
Barca would love to keep that momentum going every week. Whether it's pretty or not, Barca are able to pull out a win, only one loss so far this season, and it was to Vitality. Looking stronger and stronger as they go, and it was a team that we had questions about coming into the season that have really proved a lot of people wrong.
I think it really speaks to a lot of everybody's participation for Barca when it comes down to how they play. Everybody has a specific role popping off, but here's Yukio to interrupt me with a banger shot.
Yeah, and this is just Dignitas setting up a play and making the best of it, even with the challenge from Flakes. The follow-up from Yukio so quick, he knew that ball was coming across so fast. And Violet Panda to set him up, a 1-goal lead for Dignitas.
A great bit of prediction. Last weekend, I thought that their passing was a bit too predictable, but whenever you know exactly how plays are going to play out, the communication is spot on. Even if that pass might be readable by a defender from Barca, as long as you know prior to the defender, you can easily outbeat them, outpace them in any scenario.
So just over a minute, and a shot from Diva was just wide of the net, just off the corner. Dignitas had no chance on that. Flakes with a cut, trying to go by everyone, gets another one to bite, and Astral's in a tough position. In the end, does get the clear. Flakes 1v1 prowess showing there. Astral, no boost, looking for the challenge. Bronicky. Yukio gets a piece of it. It comes down to Astral. Full boost now for Yukio. Does get the touch. And does come off the sidewall. Here's Violent Panda. Can he follow it up for Dignitas? Barca do recover. Yukio to keep it alive for Dig. And Devo going to air dribble this one all the way across. Ronicky, it comes off Yukio and it was going in. Violent Panda gets a piece of it.
And as you can see, we've got more of a grounded game here. Dignitas switching up their style a bit. They knew that last game they were giving too much airspace to Barca, so they're keeping it low, trying to match that 1v1 dribble and that 1v1 play that Barca are so dominant at.
Yukio in the chase. It's by Flakes. Follow up from Astrals. Devo.
Nice touch.
Astral. Second touch off the back wall. Not there. Ronicky to clear it away. Time, spaced, and boost here for Violent Panda. Looking to take it himself. Flip reset. Does get up, but he gets bumped out of the way. Good defense there from Barca. Flakes, once again, trying to go the distance himself. Astral gets over Ronicky. It's just Devo back. With no boost. Looking to make the best of it. Off the ceiling, Astral, quick shot down off the back wall. Follow up from Yukio, cleared away by Ronicky.
I love that bit of passing. Astral is so deadly. You can see how fast he was to go off the ceiling. Now a great demo from Flakes here in the Roadhog. I feel like he almost has a benefit with how huge that car is to get a demo.
Devo need to keep possession.
Oh,
Pass one, pass two, and Violent Panda does recover. He was in chase the entire time and does get back towards the net. And Astral gets by Devo and Ronicky. Can he keep it going? It comes out to Yukio. Shot down on target. Cleared away by Flakes. And looking to follow it up. Devo, no boost. Can't get to this one. And Yukio bounces it over him, over to Astral. It almost worked out for Dignitas. Here's Flakes. Takes his first touch. Wanted the dribble.
Barca under so much pressure right now. Shot after shot from Dignitas. They've only let up one this entire game. But if you can't transition on offense, here's a great
Oh, it's
opportunity
off
off the post.
And Flakes still trying to keep it alive himself. Dishes it off to Ronicky, and Flakes maybe the follow-up back post shot. Ronicky gets the flick. Tie game.
I have no idea how Barca managed to keep possession of this ball, even though their spacing was so close to each other. Ronicky and Flakes post, backboard, left and right, literally everywhere the ball could have gone, and they keep possession, keep the chances coming, and they get a solid goal with a minute left.
Huge momentum swing for Barca, but maybe Yukio might have an answer as Ronicky does get in the way. Astral was there to follow up, so it's just Violent Panda, Flakes, and Ronicky threatening in a big clear from Violent Panda. Astral's there.
Nice
Dignitas
touch.
might have the response. It's Violent Panda to take the lead back.
Astral, he has been so speedy this entire game. Look at how much he beats out Devo. That first touch forces a weird 50. Violent Panda is in position. He knows Astral is a player who can beat virtually anybody on the field right now. A huge goal, 37 seconds left. Let's see if Barca have a response.
Devo off the back wall. Flakes also went. Big clear from Ronicky. And like you said, time is running out now for Barca. Do they have it in them to get one more? Yukio, Devo to play it off the sidewall. Astral to pick it up. Looking for the flip off the ball. Does get a second touch. Unbothered as Flakes as he clears it away. 10 seconds.
Here we go.
Yukio has a shot. Can he put it away? And look at the angle for Yukio.
The security goal. I love the patience from Flakes to take it up the wall and then have Devo follow through. But Devo's hit. He wanted to put that more into the corner where it wouldn't bounce out for an open shot for Yukio. Devo, you got to make a better hit if you're going to throw it into the corner. And Yukio, he's there for the punish.
I love how Yukio approaches that shot. It's under the ball to keep the height, and a laser beam to top shelf. And maybe one more for the road. Ronicky's going to let it drop. Dignitas, in the end, come away with a win to go up 2-1 in the series.
It was definitely getting scary. That initial goal from Barca with about a minute left was incredible. I've never seen the possession game so strong for a team where they're all pushed up. Ronicky and Flakes did a fantastic job of keeping that ball on their net, in the goal line, in the box. But yet it's Dignitas who come away and are more pristine and honestly much faster in the air excuse me, as Barca have been forced on defense.
And just taking a look at Yukio's shot one more time, he gets under that ball.
Yeah.
And that's tough for a defender to read. A lot of times they don't get under it like that and get over it instead as it comes down, but it kept its height. In the end, it was a great play by Dignitas regardless, and a tough shot hit with pace.
And it was a difficult position for Devo because I think maybe he was trying to also clear it out to Flakes or somebody who was looking for a clear pass to maybe put a quick one on, because they only had about 12 seconds left. At that point, Devo, you got to throw everything as fast as you can forward. So, you can't blame him too much for trying to rush that ball out and force it into the corner maybe next time. But it was a great showing so far for Dignitas. They definitely picked it back up. And now we've got a series that's just going back and forth.
And Barca did have some close looks here in this game.
Yeah.
Devo in particular had one almost right off the bat where his shot was a tough angle to hit, but it was right wide of the post or even the corner of the net. And that's really the difference maker for Barca here, because they did have opportunity. They just couldn't convert. Dignitas looking stronger and stronger as the season goes on and converting their chances when the opportunity's there. See if they can do it here in the next game and to close out the series.
And that's a huge difference. Last weekend, Reciprocity could not score against Barca, but mostly because they had Flakes doing crazy things on the offensive side.
Comes barreling through on the goal line, and it was Ronicky's challenge that goes right past Astral, and Astral was forced to go across his net at that point because he had let it go, and Flakes reads it all the way.
I am about to award Ronicky with the Fireburner medal at this point, with how amazing his 50-50s, his challenge game. It's all been so on point, and that's what's been helping set up so much of Barca. I love to see it. Ronicky, a pillar of defensive prowess for Barca.
Ronicky, another shot. Flakes gets a piece of the defenders, and Ronicky puts away Barca's second goal.
The duo is back at it again. Flakes, he takes the boost, he's starving him out, and then he gets the demo. Even if Ronicky couldn't put that one on net, the fact that Flakes is able to take the boost, set up his teammates, and keep going forward, it speaks so much to their possession and the fact that they can continue to starve out Dignitas. And just like that, we're back with momentum on the Barca side.
And it wasn't just the setup, it wasn't just the demo, but it was also getting interference on that second defender from Dignitas for Flakes. that really secured that goal. So well played for Barca. And now Dignitas in the hole early. Haven't even passed a minute yet. Ronicky still keeping this ball, forcing Barca onto the offensive end. Here's Flakes to challenge. Does get it by Violent Panda. Over to Ronicky. Our post shot is cleared by Yukio.
Nice
Still
pass.
great passing from Diva over to Flakes. Astral tough save. Had to wrap around. Does get it. Now full boost. Getting harassed by Flakes on the rotation. Astral still with it. A lot of respect given to Astral there. Ronicky wanted two. Couldn't get it. Yukio and Astral combined to clear out for Dignitas. Astral still chasing. It comes out. Violent Panda shot is high.
Everybody from Barcelona just flooding the net. Even we'll see three-man goalkeepers sometimes. The rotations are there, but their saves have been incredible so far. And you can't stop them. But with midfield passes like that, Astral, one of the best chances we've seen from Dignitas this game.
And huge save by Flakes as well. Barca hanging on by a thread, and Dignitas looking to get the passing game going. That's such a tough ball to read from Astral. Playing it off the ceiling like that does throw off a defense quite well. Everyone getting back for Dignitas. Astral picks up boost. The touch a little heavy. Let Devo come in on the challenge. Yukio was there. Dignitas trying to keep possession, trying to find the small hole in the defense on the Barca side. And so far, they have just been a brick wall. Here's Flakes. Big clear from Violent Panda. Astral in pursuit off the back wall. He's got Yukio
Nice
at the top of the
touch.
box, and it's going to be a free shot from Yukio. Ronicky couldn't read it, and Dignitas on the board.
Astral with a picture-perfect setup. He realized he had space, and that's why whenever he initially jumped, he was going to go for an aerial, but he saw the space, decided to go down, take control of the ball, get a more accurate touch, and that's what set up Yukio. Dignitas, now they've got 1 goal to go, 2 minutes left.
Finally get one to convert. Another good bit of passing for Dignitas as they look to find their second. Violent Panda. Shot was wide. Astral, once again, using Violent Panda as he rotates out. Yukio to slow down Barca. Now here's Flakes up into the air. Had boost to work with, but stopped up. Devo. Yukio's already up, and I don't think he's going to get the touch. Follow-up from Flakes was there. Violent Panda had to make the save.
And luckily for Yukio, Violent Panda was actually back. He tried to get a pre-jump on him. Would have been a good play if he could have read it properly, but Yukio, a high-risk, high-reward attempt there as they still trail by 1.
Big clear from Yukio. Is he going to receive
what's
it
he got?
himself, and just barely ran out of boost. Violent Panda also looking for that back wall. Astral's there to slow down the counter from Barca, and Ronicky to pick it up. Gets by 1, and Yukio can't get by Violent Panda. Now Devo, 1 flick. And does get a touch to set up Ronicky. Not too threatening from Barca here late in this game. They are just slowing down the Barca offense, but now threatening all of a sudden as a missed touch comes out.
And Barca, they're fine with taking control of this game, slowing the pace down a little bit. And now that they don't have Astral to keep fighting in the air, if they can continue to take his boost, go for bumps, and starve them out, you won't have an issue, and they should be able to run down the clock with 30 seconds left.
Devo's shot is saved by Yukio. It was off the ceiling. And 2 misses might equal a goal as Flakes couldn't get a hold of it, or at least put it on target. I don't think he was quite expecting the big miss there from Dignitas. Time ticking away, though. And Astral, you look to him for late game heroics. Violent Panda, it might be the last good look for Dignitas here. They can get a hold of this ball and play it across. Barca doing a good job of playing it away and interfering as this ball's popped up. It's going to be called out for Violent Panda. Ronicky's going to keep it alive. Devo looking to kill it, and it will in the end. Barca to tie up the series in Game 4.
A huge play and response from Barca here in the series. as they continue to carry that momentum forward. And Dignitas, I like the idea. You can always see when Dignitas are playing whether or not it's a shooting accuracy issue or honestly a passing accuracy issue, because I feel like I can see the vision, I can see the setups that Dignitas are going for, but when it comes down to the execution of the pass, I feel like they're just a little bit off. There are multiple times when I saw Violent Panda get a little bit of a rough touch whenever he was going for a pass, maybe too strong of a hit. And we'll take another look here. You can see Flakes gets the demo, and then he does, like you said, Corelli, he goes in to wreak havoc again on that second defender who's rotating out.
And that's what gave Barca one of their goals here in this game. And for Dignitas, you start to think about what you can do as a team, because they are putting passes together. Yeah. They are keeping the ball in the final third, but now how can you put a shot on target? And I think that last 15 seconds was really, it kind of showed what the problem is with Dignitas right now, is they get Barca to bite on some of these plays, but they can't line up a shot, and that's the biggest thing. I
think a lot of it does actually come down to the boost as well. Flakes has been doing a great job. If you pay attention to where he's positioning, he's been running into that corner, trying to get the demos. That's what caused that first start of momentum that game, is his boost stealing, the bumps, the demos to throw off Dignitas so that they can't get those perfect touches, because Dignitas relies a lot on those individual touches that are so precise. So if you can't set yourselves up, it's going to be so difficult. Dignitas, they need Astral or Yukio or even Panda. His mechanics have been popping off lately to show up right now, right here. Yukio does it with a great shot on net, but it's saved out.
Almost able to start off the goal. Follow up from Astral from Violent Panda's pass was there. Cleared away by Barca. And Dig do need a spark. They need something here in game 5. Barca's defense has been frustrating to break. Ronicky almost getting a spectacular shot there. 2 go for Dig, but they do get the clear. Astral throwing a couple fakes in there. Comes out to Violent Panda. Popped up by Ronicky on the save. Flakes still maneuvering around this ball, trying to read the Dignitas offense. Here's Astral looking for a second touch. He might get it. Flakes to intercept and break it up.
And finally, we see a bit of an adjustment from Dignitas. They've responded a bit to the aggression that Flakes has been bringing with the demos and the bumps. You can see Panda, he's the one now going for aggressive plays and getting physical on the pitch.
Astral coming off the ceiling there, and you can see the defense in Barca a little stirred up. Here's Astral again, looking for a second touchdown. Yukio's on the far side, looking for Violent Panda now as it comes across the box. Violent Panda gives it back to Yukio, and the shot never comes for Dignitas. Astral, maybe he can do it. Devo there to break it up.
Even without a shot, this is great possession from Dignitas. It lets them keep the pressure on and try and respond to that starvation that they were feeling last game.
Devo to receive it off his back wall. Still scoreless here in game 5. Yukio, heavy touch, gives it up to Flakes. Flakes couldn't get by Astral, so it's up to Devo to clear it. Violent Panda. Devo to clear to Ronicky, and he had Flakes to his right, but shut down by Yukio. Astral. Ronicky. Past Yukio, gets bumped out of the way, so no follow-up from Ronicky there. And quickly
nice
down
touch.
The field is Dignitas. Astral. Gonna play it off the back wall. Yukio's there. Again, Barca are inviting Dignitas in, and then just playing any ball coming off the back wall.
And it could be a repeat of what we saw for their match against Reciprocity. The shooting differential between the two was incredible. Reciprocity had about 54 shots. Meanwhile, Barca nearly half that, and yet they walked away with a win. They could be doing the same strategy. Here's a great opportunity. Now they're finally on offense, excuse me.
And it does fizzle out for Barcelona.
Feels like they're just waiting for that perfect 50-50 go their way. They're fine with taking these saves, with making the goal line stops, as long as they can open up just one chance. Their shooting percentage, Barcelona, has been fantastic. But the double
from Astral, and look at the angle that he takes into this.
My God.
It was set up perfectly by Violent Panda, and look how he angles his car to find the touch onto net. And that is how Dignitas gets the go-ahead goal.
Astral has been a feast in all of these clutch moments. Dignitas, when it comes down to the line, they have stayed undefeated because of plays like that from Astral against Mouse. He did it on the backboard. Let's see if he has another one in the tank here as the series goes on.
Still plenty of time for Barca here, 1.5 minutes. Only down by 1. Yukio looking to add to their lead, would love a cushion so that they had one to give. Here's Roniki to throw it downfield for Barca. Yukio to chase after it, and will land on it. Back into the Barca corner.
Oh no.
Island Panda looking for Yukio. He does find him, and off the back wall, Flakes to clear it away. Astral was playing safe there. Didn't need to force it. Evo, can he get back to it? He can't. It's Astral on the clear. Time definitely becoming a factor, especially with more and more chances for Dignitas are coming.
Oh
and
no,
they
the
run
double
into each other. No one from Dignitas is there. They weren't expecting it, of course.
Panic just creeping into the minds of everyone on Barca. You can see all the space for Yukio to get a shot, and he just misses it entirely all the way to the corner. And now Barca, they might have a chance here. 24 seconds left. They've got to clutch it out.
Flakes lays it off to Roniki, and Roniki gets back down to Flakes. He plays it across the Dignitas box, and a clear comes out from Yukio. That might have been the last look that Barca's going to get. Yukio trying to put the game away, and this could be it if Roniki can get a hold of it. It comes out to Violent Panda, and he tries to pop it by Flakes. Barca chasing after this ball, and it's keep away for Dignitas. Look at the play.
No way.
Astral's going to put it away himself, and it dies in the end. Dignitas get the Game 5 victory.
And they do it with finesse. In the final seconds of this match, we just saw a beautiful bit of passing back and forth from Dignitas, playing keep away from Barca. And this entire Game 5, they have been on a roll with their possession, with their passing. Violent Panda, we saw him integrating demos into their playstyle, mixing up, doing so much better of bringing it to them with their possession game, with their bumps and their boost management. And then Astral, you can always rely on him to pop off when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Dignitas, they get a taste of what Barca brings to the table because of how defensive they've been. I mean, you have to give credit to the defense of Barca. It's now 2 games in a row where they feel a lot of pressure from the opposition, that they're able to hold on, make the saves, and then move downfield. The game management from Barca is very, very strong to slow down the game and play at the pace that Barca wants to. You saw it had some effect on Dignitas. Low scoring game here, but they're able to eke out the Game 5 victory.
And towards the end, I thought Barca actually had a chance. You know, Dignitas was playing just a tiny bit into that trap of Barca's passiveness. When they, play back, Dignitas did kind of give away just a tiny bit of possession, but the panic was there for Barca. They couldn't control it out of their defensive end because there wasn't as much space in that Game 5, and Dignitas a fantastic performance as the series progressed.
Dignitas still undefeated here. They take down Barca in a 5-game series. We have one more match for Europe today. We'll be back after the break.